Alrighty. Actually, I'll stand up first so you guys. So we're just going to do joint rotation, starting with the neck, and we work our way all the way down. So just give me 3 neck rolls, not as slow as we did them the other day, just kind of checking in with stiffness or tightness. And close your eyes and take some nice deep breaths. And change direction. Oh, you guys. Coming into our shoulders next. So as we do these rotations, just think about hitting your end range in your circles. So starting by reaching those hands down to the floor as far as you can, rolling them shoulders forwards, up as high as possible, and down and back. And we'll go 5 circles here. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and reverse for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lovely. We're just going to take one hand. You can do palm facing forward. Imagine that you are standing next to a wall. So as I come all the way up, I want to really reach as much as I can, and then see if you can keep that arm in line with the imaginary wall on the way back, so it's not out here to the side. All right. So I'll do 3 nice slow rotations here, reaching forward, all the way up, as if someone's pulling you off the floor, back and down. Inside. Lovely. And you can move your upper body as much as you need to get that twist. Good. And then give me 3 in the opposite direction. And sorry, you guys can't see here, but I have my right leg slightly in front so that I can twist my hips here. So if you're looking at yourself on camera, that hand should disappear behind you as it comes up and over. Yes, change. Lovely. And then change legs. And same again, reach down. See if you can close the gap between shoulder and ear at the top. And even though I said you can twist, just twist as much as you need and try to pull, get a nice stretch through your chest on the way back. Lovely. And reverse. 2. And 3. Lovely, guys. Bring your hands out to the side. And we're going to do our, God, I lost the word for them. Our shoulder rotations in the opposite direction anyway. So lifting up one shoulder, rotating that palm up to the sky, and then twist in the opposite direction. So my latest for this will be imagining you're wringing out a blanket or a towel, and your shoulders and arms are rotating in the opposite directions. Lovely. Take a little pause in your end range. Excellent, guys. All right, take your feet to about squat distance apart, hands on the hips. We're going to go 3 hip circles in each direction, pushing the hip out to the side as much as you can. Forward with the hips into your opposite side and back for 1, 2. Really push those hips out in each direction as much as you can. 3, lovely. 1. I think you do it now, to be honest. And 3. Super stuff. I'll take this down a little bit. All right, I'm going to take 1 step forward here. So one leg is in front of the other. Hands on the hips. And again, you're just going to push those hips side to side and really lean into it. Drop your torso away. Get as much stretch into that hip. So guys, Donal, if you can bring your feet kind of closer together and then take 1 foot forward, so you're able to kind of push out to the side as much as you can. Very nice. Do you all feel a stretch in here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll take the opposite leg in front. This is actually kind of a new one for me, and I find it great. I get a really nice stretch out the side of my glute.
Needed after the last few days.
Yeah. All right, excellent, guys. We're going to go for 3 J curls here. So you can just do them where you're standing nice and tall. Think about peeling 1 vertebrae at a time. Forward. Let the arms float forward. Really try to round that spine. And coming into a nice forward fold. Take about 10 seconds at the bottom. And as always, if you want to do a little knee bend, you can, or keep them straight. And then reverse. I was actually looking back, I caught myself doing these on camera. I noticed how stiff my mid back is. So again, it's nearly an awareness thing. So I was really trying to focus now on pushing out through my spine to get as much roundness as possible. Lovely work. Very nice, guys. So just 3 reps. And then when you're ready, you can come to the edge of your yoga mat. And we're just going to inchworm our way out to our plank position. And when you get here, take your left foot up to your left hand. Very nice, guys. And we'll just do some hip bounces here. Drawing that front knee out towards your baby toe. Good. And then we drop that back knee to the floor. I'm going to take your hand onto the front knee, push it out, and twist into that stretch. Very nice. So we're just going to come into a little active pigeon here. So I'm going to take my front foot across my yoga mat. So it's slightly in front. And then from this position, I'm just going to drop that knee and drop my chest. And I'm going to move in and out of that stretch. So as my knee falls to the side, I come onto the edge of my foot, let my hips and chest sink down, and then come back up to start position. So just do a couple of active pigeons here. Have a little check in, make sure you guys are lovely. So trying to push down towards your pigeon stretch. Very nice. Lovely. When you're ready, we'll take that left leg back, bring our right foot up. Starting with our back knee off the ground and just a couple of hip bounces here. Bring the back knee down. Take your hand onto that front knee, push it out into the pinky toe and twist. Getting a nice stretch for the hips, glutes, hip flexor. Lovely, guys. Then toe heel that front foot across your body. And then drop into that stretch and push out again. So dropping forward and back. Very nice. All right, so from here, I want you to keep your legs in a split position here. We're going to straighten both legs for me. Toes facing forward. See if you can get your back heel on the ground or as close to as possible. And just take a nice stretch here in that front hamstring. I want you to think about pulling your front hip. So my right leg is in front. I'm going to pull my right hip backwards. That's going to try and straighten my hips and give me a really good stretch. And breathe. Very nice. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to walk my hands across through my straddle over to the opposite side. And the same thing here, so my left leg's in front. Both feet are facing forward. And I'm going to pull my left hip back, dropping my right hip forward to square off my hips and get a lovely stretch in through my hamstring. Lovely, guys. Walk those hands back to the center. We're going to pause in our straddle. And if you want, you can heel toe those feet a little bit wider. And then I want you to think about turning your tailbone up to the sky, letting the whole upper body relax. You can round your back a little if you need. Drop your neck and head. Drop your arms and really reach those hips back. Keep pushing your hips backwards to feel that nice stretch into your adductors, hamstrings. So we're in about 75% effort of a stretch here. Not killing ourselves, just a feel good stretch. Excellent, guys. From here, we're going to make our way into our Cossack squats. So use the hands, go as wide as you need with the feet, bending one knee. As you get low, I want you to lift that straight leg knee up to the sky and find your way to the bottom of your Cossack position. Excellent. Really, really good work, guys. Definitely seen an improvement in these Cossack positions. All right, and keeping the hips low, using your hands, you can bend your knee, lift your hips into the opposite side, and back down into your Cossack. Lovely. Actually, another nice support here. My hips are kind of just resting against the wall here to allow your heel to get flat. So that might be another way that you can come into this position, having a support with your back if you don't have anything to hold on to. It's a little new one for us. Excellent, guys. Lift your hips back to your straddle. I'm going to get you to walk your hands back to your left foot again, and then take that left foot back so you find yourself in your down dog position. Lovely. Once you get here, guys, we're just going to make our way through some heel pedals. So bending and straightening through the opposite leg. Trying to find the floor with that heel. Pushing through your hips. Pushing through your first knuckle in your hand. Excellent. All right, we're going to take a generous bend in the knee and just drop our chest through for a mid-back stretch here. Take a couple of deep breaths. Lovely. Just drop your knees here for a little rest. And I just want to show you the next stretch. So we're working those hamstrings again. We're going to come back to our down dog. I'm going to take one foot to the floor, lift my opposite leg and just rest it here. We're going to stay here for about 30 seconds. Then we're going to practice lifting our toes off the floor, trying to pull them to our shin. All right, to get an extra little bit of a stretch in there. Then we're going to do the opposite by pressing our toes down into the mat. All right, so we're working with a toe lift and a toe press. And you just feel that stretch kind of change up on the back of your leg. All right, so here we go, back to your down dog. One heel on the ground. One leg up behind. Just feel out that stretch for the beginning. And I want you to lift your toes as much as you can. You'll feel the ligaments in the top of your foot working here. And I want you to bring your toes back into the mat and press them down as hard as you can. Feel that stretch. Keep pressing. Increase the intensity as much as you can. And relax. We'll spend another 10 seconds here. Very nice, guys. And switch your feet. So opposite leg on the floor. And we're going to start by lifting those toes as much as you can off the mat. Hold it, keep pulling the toes up. And now take them back to your mat and press them firmly into your yoga mat. Increase the intensity, keep squeezing those toes down. You should see the tops of your toes turn white. Good, and release. Stay here, guys, for another couple of seconds. Good shoulder endurance here. Lovely, and down you come to relax. Whew. Very nice, guys. How was that shoulder workout? All right, we'll just come on to all fours here and give you a couple of cat-cows. Just moving, you can even do a little side bend here into your hollow and arch, whatever feels good. Lovely. We're going to take this into an extended cat-cow next. So maybe walk your knees back slightly. Arms stay straight in this movement. So I'm going to lean my hips forward, dropping them to the floor. Keep pressing those so you're pushing into your hands. Nice tall neck. And then from here, lift the hips and push them all the way back to your heels. And drop your chest. Lovely. And come back through. And just flow through these true movements for a couple of minutes. Squeeze your glutes as you drop those hips down to the floor. And as you sit your hips back, push through your hands. So you're getting a really nice lengthening through the back.
do that and make it sound like a floor.
Lovely, guys. I'll get you to come to all fours again for me. And we'll just take those hands out in front, keeping your hips over your knees, and drop the chest to the floor. A nice overhead stretch here. Lovely. We're going to just come up from that and we're just going to change it slightly. So I want you to take your knees nice and wide, keep your toes together, coming up onto the tops of your fingertips, sitting those hips back and dropping the chest through. You can look forward here, keep your chin up, and just keeping it a nice stretch right in between your shoulder blades, right into that mid back or mid to upper back. Lovely, guys, and release. Okay, we're going to come into a straddle sit for our final little sequence today. So get yourself into a nice comfortable position. Come wide enough so you feel just a mild stretch as you sit there. And again, guys, if this is very tight for you, raise those hips as high as you can. And even T, I know I talk about, like when I say raise, I mean you can really raise the seats if you want to sit on a chair and even come to this position because it gives you more space to move into your straddle folds. So even a kitchen chair and sit on the corner edge or a yoga block, guys, whatever feels good. Okay, we're going to start with a little side lean, so working into our side body. I'm going to take one hand across my waist, reach up to the sky with the opposite hand, and I'm thinking of keeping my upper body nice and flat here. I don't want to fold forward. I'm just going to lean over to the side here. Now with that elbow that's down near your leg, I want you to push into your leg. See if you can twist and look up to the sky. Excellent. This is a really nice side stretch, quite intense. Breathe through it. Lovely, guys. Bring it back to center. Bring the opposite hand across your waist. Now before you lean, I want you to reach and then lean right over the top. Get that elbow onto the inside of your leg. Use it as a brace to twist and look up and over, up and under your armpit, up to the sky. Ooh, that's a really good stretch. Lovely, guys. Oh. All right, so just sitting up nice and tall, we're going to ease into some good mornings. You can take your hands here to your temples or even across your chest, but I want you to keep your back as flat as possible. So avoid rounding, especially through that low back. So sit tall, even think about sticking your hips out, and then just gently ease into your good mornings. If I show you guys from the side, I just want you to avoid this rounding position. So sitting as tall as you can and really sticking this tailbone back. Another good one here is if you had a broomstick at your back and you're keeping those point of contacts like we would in a deadlift. Lovely, guys. Just keep moving through a couple more. Nice T. Hope that chair position is comfortable enough. All right, guys, we'll pause at the front of the next rep Just stay here for me if you're on your hands, on your elbows, whatever feels good. And we're going to do a little bit of active work here. So I'm going to get you to imagine that you're lifting your heels off the floor. Now, trust me, they're not going to go anywhere. But the idea is that you're lifting and pulling your chest down. All right. We'll go for 20 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Try to pull your legs up. Imagine and pull your chest down. And breathe. 10 seconds. Lovely, and relax. We're going to do the opposite now. I want you to push your legs into the floor. Push the back of your calves, the back of your knee. Lift your chest up. Keep pressing down with your knees as much as you can. Press, press, press. If you really press, your heels actually might lift a little bit. If your calves are really firmly pushing down. Lovely, guys. And do the reverse again. Chest down, legs up. Lovely. Okay, I want you to take those hands out in front and we're going to go for a little walk over to your left leg. See if you can grab your calf, your ankle, your foot. Lovely, okay, and walking it back to your opposite leg. Lovely, guys, and back to the center again, just for another couple of seconds. And we finish then today with a spinal twist. All right, guys, so coming up out of that, I'm just going to send you straight back to lie onto your back. And you all know this one, taking one knee up to 90 degrees, opposite hand, and just coming down into a nice twist here. And I'll let you take whatever position feels good here for you. We've talked about bringing your knee in contact with the floor, so your opposite shoulder is floating, or keeping your upper back, both shoulders on the floor, and your knee is in a floating position, or you can go between the two. Just check in with a couple of points. Your straight leg should be extended down as much as possible. Your bent knee is pulled up nice and high above the hip hinge. And then with that opposite hand, guys, reaching back. So again, reaching, so you're trying to open up through that chest and pec area and looking out towards that hand as well. So remember, your spine goes from the top of your head all the way to your tailbone. So turn your head looking away from your knee. So it's looking out towards your straight hand, Anna. Looking back, yeah, looking back over your shoulder. Lovely. Really nice, guys. And if your knee is floating, maybe try and draw that knee all the way to the floor. Allow your shoulder to float. Just see how that feels. Very nice, guys. When you're ready, then come back to your lying position and make your way into that opposite side. Lovely. And again, go between the two positions, drawing your knee down as much as you can.